Hey, hey, here we go again. We're gonna do this opening. Yeah, you might think it's a little unusual to enclose the 4-4 point when we can enclose the 3-4 point, but these days it's become a little bit of a thing. Not so weird anymore. Okay, so yeah, if they approached here, we were going to then pressure them from the side and build this, but after the Joseki, but they didn't, so I guess we should just enclose somewhere here. I'm gonna go high. If white splits, then it's fine. We can just play one of the extensions. Okay. So they're trying to, yeah, reduce the potential that that is created on the adjacent side when you enclose your corner, because it's like a wall. So it helps black build here. So that move makes some sense. We are going to play. Let's play right here. Yeah, we'll stop the white moyo from existing. How's it going, guys? What have you learned since the last video? What did you learn from the last video? Or what did you learn from a video? And you know, successfully apply in your games. Okay, probably pincer. Pincer. Yeah, if you're gonna respond to this kind of move with just like blocking your corner, then you're playing this kind of high move for the wrong reasons, right? With the vulnerable underbelly. Like if white approaches you and you're just gonna block it somehow, then you shouldn't be doing this one in the first place, because you're using 2 stones to do the job of 1. So if you're that protective of your territory, either you should learn how to really use this or just play a low enclosure next time. This is gonna benefit us quite a bit over here. And this one. Sometimes I do solid connect when I don't want them to have a clamp here, or sometimes other reasons. But yeah, in this case, it's gonna contribute much better to this area. And I don't think white's going to be in any kind of real danger since they're out and all that. So I don't really mind giving them the clamp. Okay, so what's white going to do? Maybe white's pondering this one. Have you guys checked out BenKyo League, by the way? It's my most strongly recommended offering from Patreon or otherwise. BenKyo League is $25 a month that comes with a whole bunch of awesome stuff. So I recommend you guys to go check that out. Yeah, it's on my Patreon. Okay, so white is kind of like tempting us to do that one. I think we're not really ready to do that one. I think playing around here would make sense. It would keep white split. It would also give us another source of base. Yeah, playing around here seems just too timid, so... But this one, the problem is, like, we're giving our opponent too obvious of a move, right? They just cover perfectly with that move. You never want to give your opponent too easy of a time. Don't make the, you know, the right answer so easy for your opponent. Unless it's, like, just fine for both of you, right? Like, you also don't want to overplay either. That's the thing, right? A lot of people try really hard to... Hold on, should I go here? Yeah, maybe. A lot of people try really hard to go against their opponent's plan, right? And that's good and fine a lot of times, but often people, what they want is not even good for them. And so, you know, have you ever thought that maybe their plan is also your plan? Maybe it's good for you and you should just let them do it. You know, I think there's a Napoleon quote, right? Never interrupt your opponent when they're making a mistake. So my plan was like, now I go here or I go here. If they Hane and we cut, they're going to Atari through. And that might not be that good for us. What if I start here? If I start here, there's some potential complications of them peeping there, but if they Hane, we can just block, I guess. I'm thinking this one, actually. Like I said, this one, if they Hane and we cut, then it's going to do too much damage to us on that side. And if we go up, they connect, we block, then they push and cut, and they get too much in the corner. So we'll try this one. I knew my move over here was potentially a bit awkward or problematic when I played it, but I figured I could figure it out. Yeah. So if white peeps, we doot, and then what? Then it's complicated. We're very solid here, so it means that we could even kind of like crudely Atari with the bump and then Hane. And they only have 2 liberties left at that point. And then... yeah, I think it would probably work out, actually. What about if we connect here? Duh. And then switch. And then cut. So if we try to do this one, they do have this double peep, which is sort of interesting, maybe. But probably we need to connect to respect the stone over here. Otherwise, we could consider this one. I'm going to connect just to, you know, manage the risk here, since it's a bit complicated. I'm already happy with what happened over here. Definitely looks a bit weird here, but should be fine. If they Hane and I go down and push, and then if we cut, they get a very nice move there. We can't even cut that, actually. It's a bit of a problem. Is it? So we block, then they Atari, then they save, and we would get a weird shape, but we could sort of manage it, I guess. Yeah, I definitely played something a bit awkward. Okay, that's fine. No need to care about that stone now, by the way. That's just a damaged stone that's not doing much anymore. We could Atari here. It's not even necessarily Sente, actually. So I'm thinking we just do this. I think it's good enough. Yeah, it should be good enough, right? Because that is still super weak. So let's just do that. Here or here, here or here. Probably this one. This one kills this more cleanly. I mean, it's actually not cleanly killed. Like if they pull this down and then we go here, they Hane, and let's say that they go here and then they go here, then anyway, they can at least get like a ko. But we don't mind. The ko would, even if they do that kind of stuff, it would hurt their outside a lot too. It just means that at some point way later, we might want to like just add another move like this one or whatever. Okay, so we're off to a pretty good start. This part seemed definitely not, yeah, probably better for black. White got something here, but we got the corner, and this one has definitely seen better days. And then on this part itself, we got a good deal. Yeah, I also don't agree with this Atari at all. It's like going after, like it's already thick and it's trying to get thicker. So there's not much value in that. Yeah, don't add solid to solid. This Atari is thinking too small scale. Too small scale. I think they're misunderstanding thickness a little bit because it was already thick and they're adding more thickness to it. But now, like, what happens to this group? How is white gonna win the game? I'm not really understanding how white is expecting to win like this. Like, how is this gonna translate into a win?
7.
You know, every time we play any move, like, I teach a lot, right? I teach a lot each week. Most days of the week I'm teaching. And when I'm not teaching, I'm doing this kind of teaching. And I think something people fall into.
9, 8, 7.
I mean, number one is
4.
they gloss over the individual moves and also like the objective of the game of points, and they get too concentrated on what's kind of happening and lose sight of the bigger picture of like having more points at the end. Hold that thought.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
I think actually I'm gonna try this.
1.
Yeah, there's like, actually, did I make a mistake? I think okay, not necessarily. Things are getting a bit, I was going to clamp here, but then I realized like, if white connects and then cuts here,
9, 8, 7, 6.
or maybe here
5.
first. There's a lot of cuts, like there's a lot of liberty shortages and cuts for me everywhere, basically. That one, no, that's not gonna do anything. That one I don't, okay. White is trying to somehow combo together something. So this one, white, black, white, black.
9, 8,
Connect.
7.
No, I don't see it.
6.
So the other thing is that people get caught up in like what in like concepts, like, oh, thickness, oh, influence, right? And also in like their idea of like textbook truths of like what to do in certain stone setups.
9, 8,
But
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
let's just Tane that. What they forget to do is like everything we put down, we need to have our own sense of like a clear idea of how each move that we put down is going to make us actually win, which it means every move has to translate back to having more points than your opponent at the end of the game. That's the bottom line. It's as simple as that. It's not any more complex than that. So some moves get points directly, right? Or reduce, same thing. Getting or reducing, same thing. And some moves do it indirectly. Like sometimes getting thick is going to have some indirect value for you in certain ways. Or like having influence that will help for the rest of the game and the future fighting and Moyo potential and all that stuff. Or like connecting a cut or like all these things, we can think in a way that helps us translate those into points at the end of the day. But when we can't, right? Like if you don't have a clear idea for yourself, your own clear idea of how a move makes you win the game, then you shouldn't play it. That's why high level players often like don't fix things and sacrifice things and leave things unfinished, because not only that, but also making sure to focus on the moves individually, because individually, move by move, each one move has to pass like a really, really high bar, hurdle, or
9,
yeah,
8,
whatever words.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Words are difficult sometimes. You should put an extremely heavy, high standard on each individual move. Don't get lost in sequences. You have to scrutinize the moves. You know, like each move has a super heavy responsibility. That's how you should treat it. Take each individual move just as seriously as a 5 den plus player does. Doesn't matter, even if you're 10Q, right? One of the best ways, in my opinion, to improve at a good rate, like the rate that you want at Go, is to mimic, you know, the players that are already very high level,
9, 8,
right? Don't become,
6, 5,
you know, this is a quote actually from a quote I really liked from an anime, actually. Let me just figure out how to respond to this. I think maybe this one. Are we gonna trade? They get out and we get these 5.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So that quote is like, don't, well, there's probably an elegant way to put it, but it's like, don't become strong, be strong. Sounds a little cooler in Japanese if I say so, but I think actually that really applies to real life. It's like, it's almost like our phrase, fake it till you make it, right? Although I think the nuance or the kind of the meaning of it's a little different, but very similar. Like instead of thinking of being stronger or having like the paradigm of a high level player as an eventual thing, just do it now. Just do it now and see, and just like monkey see, monkey do, just like pretend, you know? I actually did that. That's what I was doing when I was a Q player, and
9,
I don't know. I can't prove that it was
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I can't prove that it was a significant influence, but it feels like it was. I mean, I feel like it worked for me, but I don't know. I mean, something I do know that worked for me is definitely adopting one part of that, which is adopting their attitude. I was often in Go clubs and whatnot. I was lucky enough to be surrounded by strong players and had a lot of those kinds of opportunities. Oh, the ladder does fail for us. Okay, fine. That would have been funny. Oh, wait. Huh? Can I just like do a nice like net squeeze thing and then...
8, 7,
Okay.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'll just keep it simple, I guess. Actually, that wasn't very good. I should have Atari'd and then played a different shape. I don't think that wedge is very good. A lot of this mindset stuff about trying to avoid slack moves, trying to focus on playing moves that make your opponent feel bad, quote unquote. You know, minimizing defensive moves and stuff like that. Like I got that kind of influence from stronger players over years. Like a lot, it was bashed into me constantly because
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I always had the natural tendencies of like being peaceful and kind of like trying to make every excuse to play a more like peaceful type of move if they felt, you know, if it felt also optimal. And
9, 8,
yeah.
7, 6, 5, 4,
Okay.
3.
Stick battle. Yeah. Anyway, main advice, right, is just like try your best to adopt the Go mindsets and paradigms that are far above your current level. That's like a secret, I think, to reaching higher levels faster. And like make sure you aim high and don't have like a pessimistic view or goal of that stuff. It's like to reach the moon, aim for the stars, that kind of thing. Right? Even if you don't reach the stars, that kind of thing.
7,
It's going to be a good result anyway.
4, 3.
You know, yeah, I was thinking like, wait, should I just immediately grab this because it's so important? But white is still letting me do it. So yeah, this is totally the wrong direction for white. White needed to play that move themselves, I think. I think they're too caught up in their own dream of me being like in great danger. And they're not, you know. So now I probably would use a Kosumi here. This would be the reasonable shape to choose, I think. Could also jump. I don't know, maybe jump's better. Like we do really want to play over here, but it's just not the priority right now. There's a lot of things I want to do. This is another, you know, this is a situation of like, don't leave the battlefield. We need to keep going. Very important. This kind of battle, this like running battle with like the sensitive group dynamic that can change with a single Tanuki, is very important. Who's attacking who, that dynamic is usually translates to a lot of points. So it's really important to like right now, I think black is the attacker more than white is. And it's very important for black to maintain that dynamic. Yeah. It's also why you shouldn't cash out too early on these types of fighting situations in the way that sometimes comes up in games where you have an opportunity to get a bunch of immediate points, but then the cost is that you become the weaker group. It's often better not to do that unless it's like you just win the game kind of thing.
9.
Like we're already benefiting. Every move of this, we're benefiting, right? This white here is getting weaker. This potential disappeared. And these are all dame for white, right? White's not going to get much from those. That attach even is pretty bad for white. It's not really a normal move against the 4-4. So even if we just play here, we would be very happy.
9.
Although I think Hane is fine.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah. There's no danger over here. These white stones have no liberties. So we're not worried about this cut. Even if white were like having more stones here, I still wouldn't be worried. Is white really going to give us this?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay. You just want to get your Ataris, that's fine. Come on. Yeah. Come on. There's nothing else I can do. I mean, they could Atari and then Atari this way, but that would be like, that would be not good. In this case, we don't even have to play inside. Yeah, we don't even have to play inside. We can just clamp. Oh, we might be able to cut, actually. Yeah, we could cut. We can cut this.
9, 8.
If they go out, then we push.
5,
They save those, then we go back.
3.
Yeah, so we can cut. We're not afraid of white getting a sente move here because here and then jump does not live. Not gonna live. So we're just gonna cut. This Hane is actually a bit overplay. I mean, it does give white 1 or 2 force moves out here, so an argument could maybe be made for just clamping instead of cutting. But in the first place, our goal is not to kill this. Expecting to kill this is evidence of you know, a paradigm, you know, that needs a little work still.
8, 7,
A very common Q level paradigm
5,
It's just like constantly being after killing, going after things to kill them. If I had to name, if I had to say like two things that make the biggest difference between Q players or players like below a certain level and then everyone above, number one would be like flexibility or like rapid adaptability of like changing plans and stuff on every single move, and you know, adapting
9,
in a single move's notice, and just keep like
6,
keep
5,
replanning and never keeping old thoughts and plans around, and not like not clinging to things, right? Same thing, not clinging to things or trying to hold on to everything. And the other thing is the zoom level. Hang on, let me deal with this.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know. I was just thinking like we don't really need to cut that and give all these forcing moves. Yeah, we could have just gone out. I think probably it was better for us to go out, and then like give more trouble to, you know, white's eye space. I was too busy talking to like, you know, properly think about it, but this is already really good for black, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're just getting a bunch of extra stones that we never asked for. Right, so the flexibility, adaptability thing, right?
7,
And just like not clutching on to anything, right? Just like let go of things. You should try to let go of things extremely easily. That's how you be like a strong player. Number two is the zoom level. So what I mean is high level players see the game in an extremely zoomed out way, not only in terms of the visual zoom to avoid tunnel vision and to keep checking the whole board for what's the new biggest move, you know, not caring about finishing anything, right? Like every move is like a floating number on the board almost, right? Like not every move is actual cash in terms of points, but every move has value that translates to points in some way, right? That translates to winning the game to some extent, right? Why would you play it otherwise, right? It has to translate to points at the end of the day. And so, which, like, as soon as you play a move in an area, the odds that the next biggest move is also in that same area again can be, like, really low. Except in, like, important local fighting sometimes where you have to keep playing. But in general, people do too much tunnel vision and play in the same place.
3, 2,
So
1.
the zoom level in terms of like that tunnel vision type stuff, but also the zoom level in terms of like the worldview on the board, like or more like remembering the objective of the game, right? Like how being able to take a step back in that regard. So we have a big squeeze here, but the
9,
caveat there is this cut.
7, 6, 5, 4.
So we could end up
3,
destroying ourselves.
2.
So let's just not do that. So locally we have a like Atari, they take, Atari, they fill, and then Atari. The problem with that is that before playing that out, white could cut here. And that means that when white captures here, we're immediately losing these two stones. So yeah, we needed to connect.
9, 8, 7.
So I was interrupted a lot by my own thinking and things going on. So I'll reiterate without explanation. I'll just reiterate those two things again. By the way, white still isn't even alive. Jeez, this is like absolute misery for white. I think I might as well peep here. It just like affects white's eye space.
9,
White might counter, but it doesn't really threaten us very much. I mean, it's possible the peep is a mistake. Maybe I should just go here. Actually, in this case, if they peep, I can actually still cut. Because the push and Atari stuff doesn't actually, in this case, doesn't really do anything.
4, 3,
Thanks to that stone over here.
1.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's sad. I know you wanted to counter. uh, do I benefit from any like push here? I feel like I do. Because then I can even peep again.
8, 7,
Hmm.
6, 5.
Yeah, let's keep being as annoying as we possibly can.
1.
Ah! I realized for a second there that oh, why am I caring about these getting saved? Yeah, that was like a split second panic. I think I should have pushed here and then peeped and then played there. Yeah, these getting saved is meaningless. It's just points. Right now, white has more serious things to think about. I guess by not pushing though, at least now I do have like some more interesting moves like this one. Actually, this one, they have a push here, so this one might get wrecked by this wedge when I pull it back. So maybe not, actually. Maybe not. So if I go here, then that means white saving also has a cut in later. If I go here, then there's this Agi.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'll go here then.
1.
I don't think white has time to care about these 5. You don't have time for that. That's so greedy. Like, you're dead. How do you have time for that? You're dead. I can even go here.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know. I think almost like any move here just kills white, right? Like, where's the other eye? Even just playing a Nobi here. This is, in fact, this is probably one of the worst ones. So if I push here, not only I can counter Atari here and make them take and then like just pull this back, although they get to live with this one. But I can also squeeze here. Then they can play there, but I can play in the middle.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm like spoiled for choice here. So if I squeeze, then the only move they can play is this, and then I probably just put it in the middle. Actually, do I even need to? Wait. Yeah, it probably makes sense to do that. And I don't think this move has any really serious follow-ups on black.
9, 8, 7.
So I'm not even going to let them live with this piece. Just kill everything. Because it's pretty clear to me. If it wasn't clear, I would do the safe way. But I mean, there's no eyes here. I have enough liberties that this is like not Atari to even help anything there. And this one I just play in the middle, and I'm just not seeing any, like that stone here is doing wonders.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't normally go for kills unless it's like really, you know, certain. Well, right. I was gonna reiterate. So like
9, 8,
adaptability
6,
to the utmost extreme. That's what you want to go for. But kind of bundled together with all that, I'm including like like not holding on to stuff and getting defensive and protective, like not getting too attached to things. Don't get attached to your idea, to your plans, right? And don't get attached to your stones or your territories. You have to be like super, super cold to everything. And most of all, you know, don't recycle your old thinking. Like if you read something out or analyze the position, but then the board changed, don't just be lazy and like don't just recycle that and keep incorporating that as if it's still relevant. You have to like rescan each area constantly and remake all your plans to account for the changes on the board. Because that's something you have to train into yourself. That's why people make these like really big mistakes, because they act on the outdated analysis of a part of the board. Like a lot of time people end up getting cut or killed or something because they thought about it earlier, and they think that as long as they did that earlier that they don't have to like keep doing it. And then they like other things happen on the board, and then once their eyes return to that position, they realize they're dead or something, and yeah, you can't do that.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Like that's a pretty common difference to high level versus like down level versus everyone below, or some level. We could say 2Q and 3Q and below, or whatever number, right? Who cares?
8,
But
7.
let's do it like this. You see, I'm connecting, but I'm creating a defect too. It seems a little bit better. Like that's another, like you always want to try to evolve your moves, right? Like just connect all the time because your opponent tells you to. Like you should try to optimize your moves more, right? Like try to figure out how can I, like, do I really need to connect? And if I do, how can I do it in a way that is worth more, right? That you know, creates a cut or a peep or something there. Okay, so the key here is going to be to Atari this first, I guess, and then take. I mean, even this would work, because if they connect, we just ladder this.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Actually, I prefer this shape. It just makes more like absolutely sure of no nonsense. So I'm going to do that because the ladder does work for us right now. Our opponent probably, like at this level, usually they would get that ladder wrong. They would think that that because it touches there, that it's going to fail for us. But we're actually going to push twice in the same direction at the end, so it's going to work. Okay, none of this really matters. Yeah, and so the other thing is the zoom level, right? So keeping your mind on the bigger picture of the whole board and the whole game. Even when you're doing the micro tactical stuff, you can't just get absorbed in those. You have to always have your bird's eye view, both visually and also like figuratively in terms of the your kind of your focus on the whole game. So it's your focus on the board and it's the focus on the game, like the score, for example, right? Points. So white can't actually make any kind of eye there, so it's actually just dead in Gote now. So because of that, I've already done everything I can to make really sure that it's dead. So if we want to be like ultra ultimate sure,
9,
what we can do is make sure this group's alive. So maybe just connecting.
5, 4, 3, 2.
No, I couldn't bring myself to do that. I couldn't do it. It's too slack. That's like playing inside of our own territory. I couldn't bring myself to do it. This thing is like so alive. But yeah, I mean, you could, you know, if you really wanted to do that. Yeah, I recommend you guys to check out BenKyo League. You get game reviews, you get potential prizes in the form of one-on-one lesson time, which is very, very achievable based on how we run the league. What is this? What incarnation is this? You get 3 group classes per month and access to all the videos, which is going on 100 plus soon. You get some resources and like posts, like lesson posts, and also weekly homework and answer videos.
8.
That's the kind of stuff that comes with the BenKyo study group, which is the lower tier below BenKyo League. BenKyo League comes with all that from the lower tier on Patreon. Oh, yeah, you're gonna Atari and play here to connect under. Oh, you're not? Okay. I accidentally was not paying attention. I fell into something that they would gain a little bit of endgame there, but now they're not doing it. So it's like, okay, you want nothing, then okay, I can't stop you. But yeah, you know, they're trying to turn the game around. I understand. A little bit of benefit on the edge is not gonna do anything for them. Although they should know that this does nothing. No point even continuing there. Okay, we are going to flail for a while. So we probably can't, because we intentionally lost one of the games in one of the previous episodes. Well, more like we left because they stopped responding.
9.
They stopped doing anything.
8. 7.
We're trying to also have some losses so that we'll get accepted, our challenges. But yeah, we probably, so it looks like we still can get the double rank up. Although we're probably going to intentionally lose like to make sure that we don't get too scary of a record, because then it'll take forever to get games, and also it feels a bit more ethical when we give them chances to prove themselves, like give them some golden opportunities, and if they do it right, then we'll reward them by kind of walking into it or something. Yeah, this was just kind of, I mean, there's no point playing here though, because white gets to go there. So maybe just getting territory here could be enough. Maybe this move's okay. It feels okay, but somehow it's just really messy here. So what if they play here? We probably can't do this because this is working way too well for white. If anything, you would do this one and then, you know, something like that. Which locally is actually fine. It's just that we're now in a bit of danger here. So probably this, here. Then white does some kind of connecting here. And then we just have to figure out, well, we have this push, so probably we just play like this. If they try to resist somehow, then I think white has some serious problems here. Although I'm not even sure if we can safely block. It's complicated. Maybe the play here also is like there's a lot of cool ideas here. So we could Atari and then push. Then if they go here, they still can't really connect cleanly. We can go out. Like after we do this. Another idea is, well, probably we still... In general, we want this push, but there's something to think about on this side, which is like... So there's this one. It's like, you know, going after these basically, and then meanwhile they have those problems. There are lots of ways that black can succeed here, I think. I mean, even this push and then ladder. Yeah, even if we just, like, the simplest would be something like this, right? That's probably good enough for black just on the principle of white being so weak here. Especially they can't really get... Can they? Can they get 2 eyes from this? Kind of, I guess they can. Maybe not. Oh, what if they Hane here first? Yeah, then they kind of can. Do we have... No, we don't have a Tetsuji there. Oh, we could... I don't know. Yeah, that's the part where the hanging connection has like a weakness compared to the connect. Then again, even if they do live there, it's not necessarily bad for us. Whoops. Although maybe, yeah, white would probably go out though rather than even living. So is it bad for us? It might be, because they can go out even. So there's something here that's a slack for black, I think. Yeah, something's wrong. Probably capturing this is somehow like wrong. Maybe we have to just go here. And then, yeah, that seems way better, right? And then if white wants to bring that stone out, they're gonna have like, it's gonna be a very heavy choice. They probably need to just go out anyway. And we still have a chance to do this. And they can't really do this one because if they try to pull this, like, it's gonna be a disaster. Yeah. Okay, so black could still have an advantage here. So probably blocking here is what we were going to do. I mean, I already decided against this one because it's just creating too much danger and it's hurting this one too much. Yeah, just our shape is so ugly here. But yeah, white has a lot of problems too, and this is so weak. So I was confident that black would still be better as long as black plays well. So, real game. Yeah, white is just... this stone is not valuable at all. Not valuable at all. White has to go out somehow this way. I don't know what the best move is. Maybe here? Something like that. And then maybe... This is too slow. White's going to ignore that. Then I don't know. Then should black even continue? I don't know. Maybe black shouldn't even bother. Because I can't really find a move here that I really like for black. Maybe this one, but then it's like a little bit awkward. Yeah, I'm not sure. But we already benefited a lot, like here and here, from the attacking. It's not like you have to continue an attack until it's done. You can stop and pause and stop and... no, stop and pause is the same thing. You can stop and resume anytime, and that's one of the advantages of being the attacker. Yeah, so... yeah, maybe just playing away now. black can play here when black is ready to cash in. Right now it's a bit slack. I think black should develop this area probably, or yeah, even this is attractive. Like there's a lot of, yeah, any of those things is probably good enough right now. Approaching, or somewhere like this. Yeah. Yeah. In the future, this jump, probably right now it's bad because white would just play here first. But when black is ready, this jump can still have a bit of pressure on the white. So because white just was adding thickness to thickness, which was like, what I like to say is, you know, don't add solid to solid. So and this part got weird. Yeah, if I play this, I just felt a bit nervous about the shape here, because this cut, I do have this though. I was thinking like cut here, cut, these pushes are always sente, and then something happening on this side. Like white seems like they can find their way out. Even if they had to do something really sort of crude, like I don't know, something like that, somehow they would get out. But I didn't quite notice, I guess, that we have this move that already saves the 3, and then we can just fix. So I went for a more a method that felt more sure, which was like to go here. Anyway, it worked out fine. We also don't have to Hane here if we don't want to have a weak group. Very easy for black. Black just captures here, and white's just dead. But I wanted to... Well, there's like lightning or something outside. Well, that's weird though, because it's early morning. It's so it's early morning, but it's still slightly dark, right? It's like the sun is... Whoa, that's loud. Okay. Yeah, it's like a thunderstorm. It's like really, really loud. I don't think I saw any rain yet. Anyway. It's almost light out already, but like I've been up really early this morning. Anyway, let's keep going. So something I could do, right, but it's a bit risky, is like do a not working net and then squeeze like this, and then maybe double Hane here, and basically try to make it so that this group over here ends up dying, but it's super risky because of our own group over here. And I would want more time to think about that one, so maybe Atari and just something like this or here would have been good. The opponent, they shouldn't push here. They should just connect. Because like, let's say that I suppose I went here, or like let's say here, like there's no reason to want to push there. Like even connecting, I have to fix anyway. It's not like you're risking me not connecting. I definitely have to connect. But now the selection of moves I have is not exactly what I wanted. I guess I could play here and make it the same as the game. But yeah, I had trouble choosing how I wanted to do this. Anyway. Yeah, normally you Atari, but it's also an empty triangle, so I didn't want to do that, but yeah. Okay, so let's keep going. Yeah, so white really needs to play here. This is an obvious directional point. Attacking black and asserting your dominance as the stronger group, right? Of course, they didn't want us to connect, but I think like black has a lot of stones over here. I think they got a bit ahead of themselves in terms of the group dynamics. So they're trying to involve these, like that group is not even weak. It has so much space. So I think they're trying to do like a double attack type of thing, but it's not very effective because now they're weak and this group is still just chilling. It's still fine. Lots of space. And white has no time to even play the block, which doesn't kill this in the first place. Yeah, probably white should just keep going down and then preserve like better moves over here. Like rather than attach and give away all the corner like that, white should just, whoops. Oh, whoops. Hold on. Sure. Yeah, white should just like jump down maybe. And then after I play whatever, honestly, just like making eye space here is probably the way. And then if I want to have that corner territory, right? Make me play the move myself, because without me playing it, this is not territory, and even this is not territory. There's at least a ko inside here, so don't like help me have that territory. I'm gonna be so happy, right? Yeah, that was a better way. And then this was just a train wreck for white here. So that was the game. Please comment down below and, you know, all the things, and I'll see you guys in the next one.